Good night, Malaysian 370. Calm, routine, spoken by First Officer Farik Abdul Hamid. No hint of trouble, no distress call. After that, silence. No radio contact, no radar, just gone. The transponder was switched off, the flight path seemed intentional, and the motive, if there was one, remains a mystery. This wasn't just an accident, it felt like a ghost flight, meticulously erased. What really happened to the flight, why it was never found, and where could it be? And most importantly, what the British satellites found after investigating is really surprising. Let's explore. On March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 took off on what should have been a routine trip. The Boeing 777 left Kuala Lumpur at 12:41 a.m., bound for Beijing. Carrying 239 people, none could have imagined the fate that lay ahead. Commanding the flight was Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, a seasoned pilot with over 18,000 hours, alongside First Officer Farid Abdul Hamid. Everything appeared normal as MH370 climbed into the night. Routine communications came through. The plane followed its planned route over the Gulf of Thailand. Passengers relaxed. The crew went about their duties. But at 1:19 a.m., something changed. The plane veered off course without explanation. Air traffic control tried to make contact. No response. MH370 vanished from radar, leaving behind silence, confusion, and fear. How could a modern jet disappear without a trace? The world watched in shock as hours turned into days, and the mystery deepened. What started as a routine flight quickly turned into one of aviation's greatest mysteries. The last radar contact with MH370 was at 1:21 a.m. local time. Just minutes after it veered off course, its transponder, which shows the plane's location and altitude, had suddenly gone silent. This wasn't a malfunction, it was a deliberate act. Someone on board had clearly tried to hide the plane. Military radar tracked it a bit longer, showing strange and calculated turns. MH370 flew sharply west, crossed back over Malaysia, then headed south into the Indian Ocean. This unexpected course added weight to theories of foul play. Even stranger was the final voice transmission at 1:19 a.m. Good night, Malaysian 370, spoken by First Officer Farik Abdul Hamid in a calm and routine way. No hint of trouble at all. The disappearance of MH370 triggered a massive international search. Malaysia led the effort, soon joined by China, its destination, and Australia, known for its maritime search skills. The initial focus was the Gulf of Thailand and South China Sea, assuming the plane had crashed shortly after contact was lost. But as days passed with no wreckage, a new picture emerged. Satellite signals revealed the plane kept flying for hours, ending somewhere in the remote southern Indian Ocean. The search how shifted to a vast and unforgiving area off Western Australia, involving dozens of ships and aircraft. With no clear answers, theories flourished. One of the most gripping claimed the U.S. military shot down MH370, possibly to stop a terrorist threat or seize sensitive tech on board. Some claimed MH370 was forced to land at Diego Garcia, a remote U.S. military base, and the passengers were held captive. Others blame Russia, suggesting the plane was hijacked remotely and flown to a secret location in Central Asia, possibly Kazakhstan. This idea gained attention due to the Russian and Ukrainian passengers on board, but lacked solid proof and was dismissed by many experts. Theories involving China also surfaced. Some suggested the plane was targeted to destabilize the country or steal intellectual property. Others even accused the Chinese government itself, claiming it wanted to silence dissidents on board. While these theories captured the public's imagination, they were based on speculation and circumstantial evidence, not facts. None offered a clear explanation, and aviation experts remained skeptical. Attention then turned to the human element, the pilots. The way the plane veered off course, the disabled transponder, and the absence of a distress call pointed to a possible inside job. Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, a veteran pilot with a spotless record, became the focus. Investigators looked into his personal life and political views. Some believed he may have deliberately crashed the plane in a murder-suicide. Some believe Shah hijacked the plane for political reasons or as an act of terrorism, but no solid proof ever tied him to anything malicious. His family and friends strongly defended his calling him a devoted father and a skilled, calm pilot. With no clear motive and Shaw's composed tone in his last communication, many doubted the pilot's suicide theory. Others suggested a hijacking by a passenger or crew member, maybe someone with technical skills who took over the controls. But no group ever claimed responsibility or made demands, weakening that theory too. Mechanical failure or an onboard explosion was also considered, but satellite data showed the plane flew for hours after going off course. Something hard to explain with those scenarios. The answers may lie in the fragments of data that survived. Inmarsat, a British satellite company, recorded several handshakes with the plane after its transponder went dark. These signals didn't reveal exact positions, but hinted at the plane's direction and altitude. Combined with military radar and ACAR's data, they helped sketch a rough outline of MH370's final journey. The data showed the plane had flown south over the Indian Ocean for hours, making subtle altitude changes that hinted at a controlled descent. Inmarsat signals, paired with ocean models and drift studies, helped narrow the search to a remote, dangerous part of the southern Indian Ocean, west of Australia, an area marked by deep trenches, strong currents, and rough seas that made search efforts incredibly difficult. Years after MH370 vanished without a trace, fragments of hope began washing ashore. A piece of the plane, a flaperon, was discovered on Reunion Island in 2015, over a year after the disappearance. More followed. Bits of wreckage surfaced across distant shores: Mauritius, Mozambique, Tanzania, South Africa, over 30 pieces in total. But instead of answers, they brought more questions. How did the debris end up scattered across thousands of miles? What path did the ocean and the plane really take? And most importantly, what truly happened before it all came apart? Despite confirming that MH370 crashed, the mystery remains. Was it sabotage, hijacking, or a technical failure? The silence, the shutdown systems, and the strange flight path all suggest intent, but no one knows why. The wreckage is still missing, likely hidden in a remote part of the Indian Ocean. Harsh terrain and deep waters have made the search nearly impossible. Clues exist, but not enough to explain what really happened. MH370 changed aviation forever, exposing flaws in safety and tracking. In 2023, Ocean Infinity renewed the search using advanced underwater drones. It could finally lead to answers if the wreck is found. But this is more than a search for a plane. It's a search for truth, for closure, and for lessons that could save lives in the future. The world still waits. Leave your theories and opinions in the comment section, like and subscribe for amazing videos.